Hi guys, here I am with another video for helpful tip. So if you have a water fountain like this size, or could be a little bigger than this, but not water ponds because they are super complicated to clean, but fountains like this are little smaller size, you just want to keep the water clean and don't want wasting water by just sumping out the entire water and then filling up with the fresh water. That really doesn't make sense for me either. The whole idea is they don't make any filtering system, which is like a portable filtration system. So you just plug it in and clean up your water fountain. So I was researching online and I found this above ground Intex pool filter system. I was like, oh, that can be tried with water fountain. And of course I also have a pool, so I had certain attachments which I used to go in line with this above ground pool filter system. But with those attachments, I can clean up my whole fountain in less than 30 minutes. So the process is pretty simple if you have those attachments already available with you, or if not, then just go buy on Amazon or eBay. They are not very expensive, but it saves you tons of water wastage. So here what I'm doing is, so of course these filter system from Intex, because they are purposely meant for or built for above ground pool, they have all these hose which is pretty short in length for above ground pool system. So what I did is, so if I just directly hook this up into my water fountain, you see how much debris it has, leaves and everything, and the filter in this one is pretty small size. If I suck up those leaves pretty directly into the filter, it just gets clogged up in a minute, so I won't even get any filtering out of it, and I have to take the filter out again and clean it up, put it back, which is a lot of work. So what you want to do is put an inline leaf catcher so that all the big leaves and big debris can be caught in the leaf catcher, which is pretty easy to clean. You just kind of take it out and put it back. It's just pretty easy rather than taking out the whole filter. And once you, and what I do, I also attach this long hose so that I can actually vacuum out the leaves all around the pool first, and then I will, once all the leaves and the big debris are I vacuumed out, then I just let this pump to run for another 30 minutes or so, and let it clean, recycle the whole water and just clean it up. And you see how filthy looking it is right now. Once I vacuum it out and clean it up, it will just turn into a fresh water again. And of course I keep it a chlorine floater here, so it kind of keeps algae away and keeps the water clean. My water fountain is not super deep. Again, if your water fountain is deep enough, you can try one of the skimmers, portable skimmers they sell online, and just hook those up at the end of the hose, so that it kind of create a vortex suction, and your water will be filtered out sooner than 30 minutes even. This is like a 200-300 gallon fountain. So if your fountain is deep enough, you are lugged out, and you can use the skimmer at the end of that hose system and just clean it up. Of course they also sell those above ground skimmers which you can hook it up. For me it was not possible. I tried to create this custom built skimmer, kind of simulating the whole vortex thing, but I figured it out. This is not deep enough for I'm able to hook it up. It just kind of sucks the water pretty fast, and every time I just try to hook this one into it, it just sucks the air in because there's not enough water, and I can't really put this thing deep in with that hose connected. But if you have little deeper than that, but none of the Amazon or eBay things are working for you, which they make for above ground pool, I can share a quick tip on how to make this custom one, and see if that works for you guys. It totally failed for me. So what you have to do, just create take a small bucket or a container. This is probably like a 2-gallon size container. You kind of create a hole at the bottom, you see, and then I connected a hose. You might not have to connect a hose, because the hose from that filter system was kind of fitting into this pipe. So I put this pipe and glued it inside. You see there's glue in here and glue in there, hot glue. And then I was putting that pipe fitting inside it. It was snug tight, and of course you want to cut one side of the container so it kind of takes the water in, and you want to attach some of the floating stuff so that the container doesn't sink once it is filled with water. So I kind of cut the piece of those swimming pool noodles, and then I screwed it in here. On the other end, you don't want sharp end to be coming out. Of course it can hurt anybody, and I don't want to hurt myself, so I just put some hot glue on top of it so to make it nice and soft. So that's all. And then all you have to do is one of these filtering nets. I have a piece of cloth which we use for windows and doors to create the mesh net. You can use one of those, cut that in, put this guy in there so it catches all the leaves on the surface, and just glue it in. I was trying it and it failed for me, so that's why I'm not gluing it in. I'm just probably gonna dump this thing or recycle it. But yeah, once you have this and you just put this in with the hose at the bottom, it's just gonna create a vortex mechanism for use for faster skimming. Another thing, these inline filters, again, as I mentioned, because my fountain is not deep enough, and probably yours is not either, but to keep the inline filters under the water, I put some stone into it, into the filter, and that stone keeps it drowned, so it's not going to come out of the water. And also because these pumps are not super high power pumps, when you start it up, you might not see the water coming out from the other end because it has air bubbles trapped into it, and once it has air bubbles, the water won't come out. So what you have to do is hold both the pipes, the one which is from the water going in, the one from the other water coming out. So both these hoses, both hold it on the top, and take any container like this. This is my garden water dispenser. Take this and pour water in from the inside of the hose, and then once you see the water coming from the outlet pipe or hose, that means that this pump is completely filled in, or it's kind of a manual priming. So of course the pump has to be turned off while you're doing it. So once you have the entire filtering pump with the hose filled with water, both ends, just go ahead and put the water out hose into the fountain, and then in hose into the fountain, and then turn on the pump. If you still have a little bit of air trapped in and you don't see this much pressure of water coming out, just go ahead and they have this release valves for water bubbles. Just open it up, it'll throw some water out of it, and then you'll see the increase in pressure there. Once you see the increase in pressure, just go ahead and turn this release valves. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it up my fountain. In case you have questions, feel free to ask in comments and I'll be happy to answer you. And if you like this video and if this helps you clean your fountain too, give it a thumbs up, like it, share it,